Well, there. I opened your envelope, Steve, and I stuck this up there. Thank you. And I'm just going to turn you off and come back to the table. So this is the envelope I got from Steve. Too cool. Now, one of these was a business card, Steve's Small Engine Salloon. And that guy is on he's got a website, he's on Facebook, he's on Twitter, Instagram. You bet, he's everywhere. So look what I got from Steve. His business card. Now Walbro, he's been really working with Walbro a lot lately, and I'm going to buy some of those new Walbro spark plugs for small engines. It's a new product, and I think they're made by Autolite. And of course a couple of cool Stay-Bill stickers, which is what I use. And yeah, so thanks, my friend. It was a real pleasure to get, when you get something in the mail, that's just the greatest, isn't it? Look at that, he even signed the back, man. So you rock, Steve. I got to think of a nice place to put this. Some of these stickers. And I'm happy that I use Walbro stuff and I use Stay-Bill stuff. So when I put up the stickers, I'm not lying to anybody, right? Thanks a lot. All right, my friends. Just working on the garden again. I've almost got, after 2 years, I've almost got the slope of the garden level and then down to the fence behind the new poplar trees, which are really growing. And I'm just going to do a little more shoveling along this ridge right here under the wheelbarrow and across, and that should be it as far as my need to move soil around and have a flat garden. This afternoon when it warms up, I'm going to till, because we got winter coming, not now but right now. Okay, it's 10:30 in the morning. Mixed live stream starts in an hour, and after mixed live stream we're going to get out the old stalwart. Here you go, Kenny. Wouldn't that look nice painted up now? We'll see if it runs first though, right? It's been, let's see, May, June, July, August, September, October. It's been 6 months. And I'm already making headway over here. This has only been a few minutes. This dirt is fresh shoveled from over here. Don't worry about the lumps in the diggies, because the rototiller is the great equalizer. I'm going to bring it to that ridge right there and across. And the potatoes already did a nice job of loosening this up over here. So I put potatoes wherever I need to work soil. So next year, I think I'm going to put potatoes over here. You got to move stuff around like farmers do with crop rotation, eh? So let's get to work. Enough of this jawing. Okay, as I get older, I'm trying to reduce this type of work. This is my compost bin. It's about half full, and about 2/3 of that is good compost. I've cut the bottom out of it now so it drains. So here we go. Now I take a fork. I used to drag this stuff all over the place. Now I'll put the top stuff back in, right? That's for next year. It doesn't, okay, for those of you who think it's scientific, composting is just a bunch of rotted goo. So now I put this in the wheelbarrow and then I spread it around the garden. Kind of like I did with that dirt you just saw. So did you get a good look at that? Yeah, not bad, eh? Alright. Lots of apples in here this year. Now this stringy stuff will go back in there too. Oh, that's beautiful. That's nice compost. About half to one side and half to the other. There's earthworms in here, that's good. How warm is it? Oh, it's cool, so these cool nights have been taking its toll. Okay, now we just turn you around and we scatter this around. The most important thing with this stuff is to make a mess, right? And I'm going to concentrate the compost on where I moved that soil from around the trees. I gotta hurry because the next live stream is in 40 minutes. And I'm doing it from the garage today because our special niece is here. And I gotta be quiet. Now then, that doesn't look like a whole bunch of compost, and you're right. But over the 32 years, this has become some really good soil. There's a few weeds in it, but they'll become compost as soon as the tiller gets to them. So I want to get this compost spread, the sidewalk pulled out of the way before mix live stream. We'll see if we can do it. Okay, this year I'm going to catch this on camera. How did that come out? A little fiddly with the rope. I couldn't quite go around both sides of the blade. So now it's till time. Did I get that? Yes, I did. Okay, how's this for a cold start? No fuel in it since May, early May. totally dry. We'll see how it goes. I'm not naive. I might have to prime it. But this is the Stalwart tiller, recovered from under a dryer vent. So last fall, a year ago now, I got the turnbuckles with locks on them. Last fall, I stiffened up the handlebars because all it wanted to do was turn right. So let's get it into neutral. And we'll go to fast. And we'll see if we get anything at all. It's going to take a few pulls because there's nothing in the draw straw. Did you guys get that? 2 pulls! I did not rehearse this. Now, on the little green tractor, mind you, if I haven't used them for 3 or 4 months, I put a teaspoon of gas down the carburetor. It's just so much easier on the starter. Those little Kawasaki 1-cylinders are hard to start. So what year is this one again? 72. All right, now we're going to till the garden. So hopefully I'll remember to come back when it's a bit more interesting. So the soil's quite clumpy this year. I'll just do a small section here. Move depth. Now that I'm working my way in, it's getting better. We'll come back in a bit. Okay, let's see if I can push that sidewalk back in. Be 2 stages. Straight a little bit. front end loader. Now just pull it back a little bit, right from there to there. There. Walkway to the compost bin. This side's a little high right here. This is my little 180. It's been a fantastic little tractor. I've had it for 9 years. So, hello there. I need a little more roughage in the garden. It looks nice. There's the sidewalk all centered, put away. We've got a wind. So, this week, if we can, we're going to mow these leaves up, put them on the top of the garden. And it doesn't take as much nitrogen to rot them that way. I don't want to add nitrogen to the garden because it's a fully organic garden since 1989. Which is what, 31 years, 32 years? So it's a little clumpy, but this is the driest year I can remember living here. Isn't that a great fall shot? So I am going to go to till this garden one more time. I've got some peat moss I'm going to add to it. It was given to me by a friend. Can you believe that? But there's the one half. I'm thinking of putting these leaves in too. I haven't decided. Leaves need nitrogen to rot though. And there's the other half. I'll back up a little bit. So to me, this is one of the beauties of the seasons, eh? Leaves on the ground. The only problem for us is then we get 6 months of hell coming up. Oh, well, hello my friends. It's been 3 or 4 days now. I've just added 60 pounds of peat moss with a small amount of vermiculite in the soil and the leaves from the popper. You can see on the grass that we've mowed them up. We don't rake them, we mow them up with the grass bags. And now I'm going to just do a second or third till on this garden to mix this in. This is kind of what it's going to look like afterwards and before. So I'm just going to sit you up here on the compost bin and we'll check in on each other once in a while. How's that sound? Okay, my friends, there we are. That's one side done. It looks way better. I mean, when you lift that up, there's stuff in there now, and there was before. It's just, I think it was the 2.5 month long drought, and this is the side that has not been done. And then this piece over here is on its first swath right behind there. And it'll look like that. It's beautiful to me. Alright. This one's kind of for Steve O.J. and Grampy from Grampy's Workshop. And Ken, he likes to see what we're doing out here. So Steve actually saw the garden and he said it wasn't as big as what he thought it was. But each year it's getting bigger and bigger to me. So look at those nice furrows. They're not perfectly lined up. And I gonked the sidewalk with the rototiller once. But yes, and so there's a lot of leaves in there. Now some people are going to say that you shouldn't put leaves in a garden, but they were shredded through the lawnmower first, because it takes a little bit of nitrogen to break down the fresh organic material. But along with that peat moss and the lime that was in the peat moss, and that's the first purchased product that we've put into this garden. So I would still call it organic. You know, 32 years, and then we finally put a little bit of purchased peat moss in there, so that's pretty good. So thanks for watching with me, all three of you guys. Alright, this is probably the last of the fall yard work videos. So what I'm doing right now, I haven't done for a couple of years. Probably since we planted the poplar trees in the back over there. But I noticed this year, and we should do this every year, I take a different part of the garden and I swap the soil from where the tomatoes are along there to somewhere else. And this year it's been a couple of years, or even 3 or 4, since this soil has been moved over there and that soil has been moved over here. Tomatoes like rich soil, and they do deplete. And then in here we also rotate, like this year carrots were down there, next year we might put carrots over here. And yes, you might think it's overboard, but you know, it's all part of what I do. Nobody else has to do this, right? I don't even know if anybody does. Hey, out there, do you guys rotate your soil? Because I can't rotate the location for the tomatoes. This is the warmest bed in the area. So it's like going south several hundred miles, right? Thank you. So if you look carefully, this has been dug out here, about here to here and back. And I just threw that dirt there. And I'll take that dirt there, throw it into here, and then this one into there. And then I start with a wheelbarrow full, and I'll just dump that back to here. And then clean up. We got the tools for that though.